thank you for joining me. Today's class we're going to go through a beginner's basics class. So I'll just run you through some of the foundational poses just to get used to the practice, get you used to the sequence that we go through. So bring yourself onto your mat. Because you're watching me, I recommend you have the short edge of your mat facing me like you're in a yoga class. That way you're not turning your head so much in your practice. You're welcome to use any props, so you can use a block or straps or whatever you need. You don't need to use them, that's completely up to you. So we're going to begin our practice in a comfortable seat, so just a comfortable cross-legged position. You can sit in your seated half lotus, just whatever feels comfortable for you. Again, if you have any problems in the knees or in the hips, I always recommend that you do sit up on a block. Just creates a little bit of space in the hips and the knees and allows for a nice pelvis tilt. So we get a nice length down our spine. So we're going to begin in our seated cross-legged position. You just bring your hands to your knees, palms to the sky. Just gently close your eyes. So you want to find length through the spine here. With every breath, allow your knees to fall down closer to the earth. Bring your hands onto your hips. Just gently rock your pelvis backwards and forwards for finding our neutral pelvis. Just stopping in the center. Feel as if you're anchoring your ribs down towards the earth. Lower the shoulders down away from the ears. Slightly lower your chin towards your chest to feel length down the back of your neck. This will create length all the way down your spine. And finally, reach nice and tall through the crown of your head. Start to bring your attention into your breathing. Just your natural resting breath. Noticing the pace and the depth of your breath. Is your breath smooth? Is it deep or shallow? Noticing how it moves through your chest and your belly. We're gently going to place our hands onto our belly. So we're going to move through our belly breaths. So these are our calming breaths. They relax the body and the mind before our practice. Also allows you to bring your attention inwards, connecting your breath to your body and just noticing how it moves. On your inhalation, feel that breath, feel your belly rise as it pushes away from the spine. And exhale, release the belly, release the breath. Inhale, feel the expansion through the belly, feel it rise. And exhale, release the breath. Just continuing with your belly breath at your own pace, in your own time. Our belly breath activates our parasympathetic nervous system. So that is our rest and digest response. It's a great way to calm the body and the mind in times of stress or anxiety. When you're ready, on your exhale, just release your hands back down to your side, down to the knees, and again, just observe your natural resting breath. Noticing for any changes in your body, in your mind. chest to abdomen breath. So you can place one hand onto your outer rib cage and one down onto your belly. On your inhalation, begin the inhale at the top of the chest. Feel the breath move down through the chest, through the lungs, feeling the expansion through our rib cage, and feel your diaphragm lower. As you exhale, contract through your lower abdomen. Draw your navel or your belly button up and back towards the spine, and feel the diaphragm lift up underneath your rib cage. Inhale, feeling that expansion, feeling the breath move down through the chest, down through the rib cage, diaphragm lowers. Exhaling, contracting through the lower abdomen, draw the navel up and back towards the spine, feeling the diaphragm lift. Just continuing that in your own breath. If you're struggling to follow those instructions, you can just follow the movement of your diaphragm. So when you inhale, the diaphragm lowers. As you exhale, the diaphragm lifts. So we want to use this chest to abdomen breath throughout our practice. It allows us for proper support through the spine. It allows us to move safely through our postures. It also keeps that mind, body and breath connection. When you're ready, exhale, just release your hands back down to the knees. Just gently opening your eyes. So we're going to move through some preparation poses. So this will allow us just to get some movement through the body, so we can move through our more dynamic postures safely, and just warms up the body and the spine. So bring your hands to the side. On your inhale, reaching your right hand up towards the sky. As you exhale, we're going to reach our right hand over to the left, coming into a nice lateral side stretch. So we should feel that down the right side of our body. Inhale, coming up to center. And exhale, lowering our hand down. Inhale, lifting our left hand up towards the sky, keeping a little micro bend in our elbow. On your exhale, reaching through the fingertips, feeling that nice lateral side stretch down our left side. Inhale to center, and exhale to lower. Do that once more on each side. Inhale, and exhale, finding that chest to abdomen breath. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, releasing our hands down. Move through a gentle spinal twist. So on your inhale, reach both hands up above the crown of the head. So just making sure our palms are pointing in towards each other. And we're not hyperextending through our elbows here. We want to keep a little micro bend in both elbows. Feel that strength through the arms. Keep those shoulders down away from the ears. On your exhale, lower your right hand down to your left knee. And our left hand comes behind the spine, fingertips pointing away from the body. You can bring your gaze to the side or maybe behind your shoulder. Inhale, lifting both hands back up above the crown of the head, torso back to center, and exhale, coming down to the other side. Inhale, and exhale to lower, contracting through that lower abdomen. Inhaling, exhale. Inhale, coming back up to center. And exhale, releasing our hands down. So we're going to make our way to a tabletop position. So you can roll up over your knees, or you can swing your knees around to one side. Moving any props out of the way. So in our tabletop position, we want to make sure our knees are directly underneath our hips and our knees are at hip width apart. Tops of the feet pushing down into the earth. Hands underneath the shoulders, spreading our fingers wide. We're going to move through our child's pose to begin with. So on your exhale, gently release your hips down towards the heels. Finding length through the arms and relax your forehead down to the earth. Inhale, bring yourself back up to a tabletop position. And exhale to lower. Inhale. And exhale, lower. We'll just stay and hold here for a few breaths. Just noticing how your body feels in this pose. So this is a really good restorative posture. It creates alignment through our spine, allows us to release through the shoulders, our hips, our back. Also, it's a really good pose to come back to if you feel disconnected from your practice at any time. If you feel like your breath or your mind and body have lost that connection, just bring yourself back down to this pose. On your inhale, bring yourself back up to your tabletop position. Checking that alignment, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. We're going to move through our cat-cow. So on your inhale, lower the belly down, lift the chin. On your exhale, rolling the spine to the sky, tucking the chin to the chest. Just continuing that in your own breath. Inhale to open through the chest, lower through the belly, and exhale, contracting through the abdomen, spine to the sky. On your next exhale, tuck your toes under, send your hips up and back into your downward facing dog. So we want to keep a bend in our knees here. This will create length down our spine, coming up high in those toes. Really finding that length through your spine, spread your fingers wide, pressing down into the palms. When you're ready, you can start to pedal the feet, sending one heel down and then the other, getting a little warm up through the back of the legs. And when you're ready, start to send both heels down towards the earth, stopping anywhere along the way. So what I feel is if we're sending our heart down to our toes, our gaze should be up between the knees, and again, find that same length through the back of the neck. On your inhale, shift your weight forward to a full plank. Hands are underneath our shoulders. On your exhale, lower your knees down, lower down through the chest. Untucking your toes, hands are underneath our shoulders, pull your elbows in tight. On your inhale, lifting up through the chest, coming into a cobra. So keep that bend in our elbows here, pulling them in towards each other. On your exhale, tuck your toes under, lifting up and back into your downward facing dog. We'll do that once more. Inhale, shift your weight forward to a full plank. Exhale down through the knees and the chest. Untuck your toes. Inhale, pulling back through, open through the chest, pull the shoulders back. And exhale, tuck the toes under, lifting up and back, downward dog. On your next inhale, shift your gaze forward and slowly step your feet forward so they are about hip width apart. We're going to come into a halfway lift. So we're going to bring our hands to our shins, fingertips pointing down to the toes. We're making a flat back position here. So we want to take any arch or slouch out of our spine. Our gaze or our drishti is down to the earth. So feel as if you're looking through your third eye center, just down to something that's on the ground. On your exhale, bend your knees, fold your chest to your thighs and release your hands to the earth. So we want to keep a nice bend in our knees here, really releasing our hands all the way down, trying to get our fingertips in line with our toes. So really bend your knees as much as you need. Relax through the head and the neck. You can slowly start to create length through the back of the legs. Remembering to move within your own limitations in your asana practice. Never push the body. Move gently and mindfully. On your inhale, lift through the chest, sweep the arms all the way up above the crown of the head. And exhale, palms through heart center, releasing them down to the side, standing in Samasthiti, which is just our neutral standing pose. So keeping that same position of our feet at our hip width apart. We're really grounding down into the feet here. Bring your hands to your hips and find your neutral pelvis. So again, rock the pelvis backwards and forwards. Release the hands down. Anchor your ribs down, lower the shoulders down away from the ears. Find length down the back of the neck. Reach tall through the crown of the head. We're going to move through a gentle Surya Namaskar, which is a sun salutation. So this will just warm up the body, prepare the bigger muscles in our body for the more dynamic stretches. So on your inhale, reach your arms out and up. Palms facing in towards each other. On your exhale, lead with the chest, releasing your hands down to the side. Bend the knees, come into that standing forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Find length down the back of the legs. On your exhale, planting both hands down, step your feet back into a full or a half plank. On your exhale, lower the knees and the chest down. Inhale, lifting up into your cobra, pull those elbows back. And exhale, tuck the toes under, lifting up and back, downward dog. Inhale, shift the gaze forward, stepping your feet forward into a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping all the way up. Send the gaze up to the palms. And exhale, lower. Inhaling, we'll do that once more. And exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down and step back into a full or a half plank. On your exhale, lower the knees and the chest down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, peel back into your cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes under, lifting up, downward dog. Keep that bend in the knees. Inhale, shift the gaze forward, step yourself forward into a halfway lift. And exhale to fold, chest to thighs. Inhale, sweeping all the way up. And exhale to lower. So we're going to move through some standing poses. We're going to move through our warrior poses. So I'm going to take you through our warrior two. So standing at the front of your mat, feet underneath our hips. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, bring your left knee up towards the chest. As you exhale, step your foot back behind, turning your foot to a 90-degree angle. So we want the heel of our right foot to be in line with the arch of our left foot. We can bring our hands to our hips or up above the crown of the head. Lengthen through your right leg. As you exhale, come down into your warrior two. Inhale, lengthen through the leg, through the arms. And exhale to lower. You want to stay and hold here. So we want our arms to be at shoulder height. We're keeping our shoulders down away from the ears. Just watch for any hyperextension through our elbows. Our arms are nice and strong. Making sure our shoulders are stacked up over the hips. Our right knee stacks over the right ankle. Really pressing down into our feet. Having a nice strong foundation. And if you would like, you can send your gaze beyond your right fingertips. On your inhale, lengthen through the right leg. We're going to move through Trikonasana, our triangle pose. So as you exhale, turn the palms to the side and release your right hand down to the shin, your block or the earth, and left hand extends up to the sky. Inhale, lift through the chest, through the torso, come back up to center, and exhale to lower down. We'll stay and hold here. You manage to send your gaze up to your left fingers. We want to find length through our spine here. So coming down as low or as high as you need. Trying to take any arch out of our spine. On your inhale, lift up through the torso. And exhale, release your hands down. Parallel the feet. We're going to move through a wide-legged forward fold. So you can bring our hands to our hips for this pose. On your inhale, find length through the spine, reaching the crown of your head nice and tall. As you exhale, lead with the chest, coming down into a wide-legged forward fold. You can release your hands down to the earth if they reach, otherwise just keeping them on your hips. On your inhale, come up into a halfway lift, tabletop with the back, and exhale to fold. Keeping those feet parallel. If you wish to find more depth in this pose, you can turn your hands around. With every exhale, you can start to walk your hands away from your body. To lift ourselves back up to standing, we're going to bring our hands back to our hips if they're not already there. On your inhale, really engage through your pelvic floor muscles to lift your chest back up to center, and exhale, releasing down. We're going to turn our left foot so it is facing the short edge of our mat, making sure the left heel is in line with the arch of the right foot. On your inhale, reach your arms up above the crown of the head or to your hips if you need. As you exhale, release down into Virabhadrasana 2. So we're lunging down, left knee stacks over the left ankle, arms come to shoulder height. Inhale, lengthen back up to center, and exhale, lowering down. Just finding your breath here. Checking that foundation through your body. Still engaging through your core. Trying to find that chest to abdomen breath. Inhale, lengthen through the left leg. On your exhale, reach your left fingers forward and down to your shin, the inside of your shin, down to the earth or a block, and our right hand extends to the sky. Inhale, lift up through the chest, and exhale, coming down into your Trikonasana. Maybe keeping the gaze down at your left big toe, or maybe sending it up to your right fingertips. Finding that length through your spine, really reaching the crown of the head forward. Inhale, lift up through the torso, and exhale, lowering our hands down. Parallel the feet. We're going to walk our feet in, heel, toe. Coming back to our neutral standing pose. We're going to move through a really basic balance posture. So I'll take you through your tree pose. So we're going to balance through our right foot to begin with. Our left heel comes up to the ankle, the calf, or up to the groin, whatever feels comfortable for you. It's really important that you don't have your foot on your knee, because this will cause pressure on your knee and could cause some injuries. So when you're ready, find in your preferred position. Begin with the hands at heart center. So again, we want to focus that drishti, that gaze, through the third eye center, down at something on the ground that's not moving. When you're ready, on your inhale, reach your hands up above the crown of the head. Finding that chest to abdomen breath. And exhale to lower down. Beautiful. Moving through to the other side. So balancing through our left foot, our right heel comes to the ankle, calf, or up to the groin. Opening that knee out nice and wide, toes pointing down to the earth, hands to heart center. Find your drishti. Inhale, reach the palms up above the crown of the head. Ourselves down to our seated postures. So we're going to move down through Malasana or a yogi squat. Now this is quite a deep squat, so if you don't wish to practice Malasana, you can move through your goddess pose. So we take our feet out nice and wide, turn our toes out to the side. Inhale, lengthen our arms up above the crown of the head. And exhale to lower down. And you can stay and hold here. Otherwise, we'll take ourselves through Malasana. So if you're joining me, it's always good to find the correct distance by taking your feet to the outside edges of your mat and pointing your toes out to the side. On your inhale, reach your arms up above the crown of the head, bringing the palms together. Exhale, lower hands down through heart center, sinking your elbows to the inside of the knees and pulling our hips in. Really finding that length through the spine here. Just relaxing through our hips, our knees. Slightly lower that chin. Find that connection to your breath again. As you exhale, gently release your hands down to the earth and lower your hips down to the ground. We're going to take our feet out nice and wide here. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine. Flexing your feet, toes to the sky. Bringing your hands to your hips or out in front of your torso. Inhale to find length through the spine. As you exhale, lead with the chest, coming down into a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale to find length, and exhale to lower. So I'll just shuffle back so you can see me. We're really leading with the chest here. This pose takes quite a great deal of flexibility in the hips, so don't be discouraged about how far you can come down. Just try and focus on that length through your spine. Focus on your breath to guide you deeper into the pose. Just checking our feet are still flexed to the sky. Walking our hands forward with every exhale. On your inhale, again engage through those pelvic floor muscles. So lift back up to center. And exhale, releasing our feet around to one side. We're going to come back to our child's pose. So we can begin from our tabletop position, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. As you exhale, gently release back into your child's pose. So releasing through our hips. On your inhale, walk your hands up towards the hips. We're going to swing our feet around to one side. So we're going to move through a core strengthening pose, our boat pose. So a strong core is really important in any asana practice. It's really good for our posture, our alignment, good for our breathing, really good if we want to deepen our practice and build some strength. So we're going to begin with our boat pose. So just taking our feet out in front of the body, you can flex the toes to the sky. You can keep your hands to your hips or behind the knees. On your inhale, lift your lower legs so they're parallel with the mat, flexing those toes to the sky. Slightly lean back through the torso. Still find that length through the spine here. You're welcome to keep your hands behind the knees or to the earth, or when you're ready, reach your fingertips down to the toes. Really using that core strength. If you're finding this a bit difficult, you can keep one foot down to the ground, maybe swap them over. So whatever feels right for your body. On your exhale, lower your feet down and gently roll one vertebrae at a time all the way down to the ground. Hugging your knees in nice and tight towards the chest, taking hands to opposite elbows. We're going to move through our happy baby pose. So we're going to bring our arms to the inside of the knees and our hands to the outside of the feet. On your inhale, open the soles of the feet up to the sky. Feel that opening through your hips, through the groin. Try to find that imprint of your spine on the mat. So you can lower the chin down towards the chest. Feel your tailbone sinking down towards the earth. On your exhale, gently release both feet back down to the earth. We're going to move through a beautiful heart opening stretch or a easy back bend. So we're going to move through our bridge pose. Sorry, forgot that there. Bringing your palms down to the ground, fingertips pointing towards the heels. Our feet are at hip width apart and our toes are pointing down towards the end of our mat. On your inhale, slowly lift, beginning through the pelvis, then lift your spine up off the mat. Exhale, gently release one vertebrae at a time back down to the ground. Inhale, beginning through the hips. Lift the spine up and exhale to lower. Inhaling to lift, and we're going to stay and hold here. Making sure our knees aren't falling out to the side, really engaging through our glutes. You can use your hands underneath your back for support. You can interlace your fingers together, pressing our forearms down to the earth. Keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. And slowly exhale, gently release all the way back down to the ground. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Allow your knees to fall out to the side. Laying in Supta Baddha Konasana, our bound angled pose. Bring one hand to your chest and one to your belly. So this will allow us to find alignment back through the spine after our back bend. When you're ready, just bring those knees back to center. So we're going to practice an inversion called legs up the wall. So we're going to bring our hands down to our side, palms down to the ground. And it's really important in any inversion that you keep your head and your neck still. This will reduce any risk of injuries in the head or the neck, which you definitely don't want. So keeping your chin down towards your chest, bending into the knees, lift your feet up off the earth, flexing the toes to the sky. On your inhale, begin to send the soles of the feet up to the sky, getting length all the way down the legs if you can, flexing those toes towards your head. Nice and strong through the spine here. If you've got a bend in your knees, that's completely fine. It's always good to use a wall behind your legs if you need, just to try and find that length through the back of the legs. Focusing on that core strength here. Trying to send our lower back firmly down into the earth. On your exhale, gently release both feet back down to the ground. We're going to hug both feet in towards our chest, taking hands to opposite elbows. You can just gently rock from side to side here. Slowly, when you're ready, release your hands down. Lengthen both legs down to the ground. We're going to move into our final pose of Shavasana. So this is our relaxation pose. I recommend that you do a minimum of a 10-minute Shavasana. It just allows you to fully release and relax and enjoy what that the energy you just created in your whole asana practice. So take your legs out to the side, nice and wide. Allow your toes to fall out to the side. Bring your arms out to the side. And bring your palms to the sky to receive energy, or palms down to conserve your energy. Just allow yourself to fully relax into your body. So we're going to begin down the tips of our toes. Consciously relax each of your toes. Relax through your feet, your ankles. Relax your lower legs, your knees, and your upper legs. Relax your pelvis, your abdomen, your rib cage, and your chest. Relax through the lower back, the middle, and the upper back. Relax your whole spine. Relax through your shoulders, releasing them down away from the ears. Relax through your fingertips, your hands. Relax your lower arms, your elbows, and your upper arms. Relax through your neck, your chin. Relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your nose, your eyes, and your third eye center. Relax through the crown of your head. Relax the whole underside of the body. And relax the whole upper side of the body. Consciously relax your whole body. stretch your arms back behind you. And keeping our eyes softly shut, we're gently just going to roll ourselves onto our right side. Slowly lift yourself all the way back up into your comfortable seated position. Just noticing how your body feels now compared to the beginning of your practice. Are you sitting a little easier? Is your breath coming a little bit more slow and controlled? And do your thoughts feel a little bit further apart? Bringing your palms together up from heart center. As always, having gratitude to yourself for making time for you, making time for your body, your mind and your soul. Bringing your thumbs up to your third eye center for purity of the mind and clarity of the thoughts. Bring them down to the lips for purity of speech and clarity of the words. And bring them down to the heart for purity of the heart, the ability to love, forgive and accept. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me for your beginners practice. If you're in a position to donate to your class, I've included a donation link via PayPal, which is in the class description. No amount